What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Robin issue number 11. This one's written by Joshua Williamson with art by Gleb Melnikoff. And in this issue, we kind of finally get to the end of the whole League of Lazarus, Lazarus tournament storyline. And then we're also setting the stage for Shadow War and other things throughout the rest of the DC universe. But we get a nice bit of closure. There's a bit of levity at the end of the issue. Damian has kind of come a long way with this group of other characters. They've kind of formed a bit of a friendship by the end of it. We get Ra's al Ghul, we get Talia al Ghul, we get kind of some closure between Ra's and his mom. There's a lot of stuff that happens in this issue, and there's a lot of payoffs to things that they've set up from the beginning of the run till like where we're at now, before we go ahead and set the stage for Shadow War and other things going forward. So Damian's gonna be heading back to Gotham after this thing, after being gone for over a year with this entire storyline. So yeah, it's cool. It took its time, but now finally we can get ready for the whole big Shadow War event and the reunion there. Some characters are going their separate ways, and we're getting some more mysteries than that. So issue opens up, the Al Ghuls are fighting. Damian kind of steps in between them. He also gets a little bit of a Lazarus resin, which has been an ongoing thing throughout a lot of the other books. I believe Future State utilized Lazarus resin a lot. What else utilized it? Task Force Z is utilizing it. So Lazarus resin is kind of a big plot point that's been going on throughout the DC universe. So Damian comes in here, and they're also going to go after Master Dusk. And he's also got his Legion of Friends now. I also like the fact that Talia is just like friends. So like, because remember, last time Damian and Talia saw each other, he was kind of like on his own. He lacked guidance. He was kind of at a low place when he met his mom. He was kind of out of options by that point. He's like, all right, I'm going to come back home. And then in a way, she kind of pushed him forward to kind of find his own path. And now he's got his own group of friends. Like, he's got his own little Lazarus squad right there, which is pretty cool. Lazarus tournament squad. So also, so they split up to go look for Master Dusk. Damian, Connor, and Flatline go in one group. Rose goes with Respawn, and her reaction, she's finally seen his face. And to me, this tells me that this has to be Grant Wilson. It just feels like it has to be him. So they'll kind of go off and do their thing. Connor actually runs into Lady Shiva, who also references there's another tournament coming, and he talks about having a rematch with her. So they're setting the stage for something interesting there. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Lady Shiva. Talia also gets some of the other remaining members who help Damian fight off the League of Lazarus and the Lazarus demon together to kind of form her own little organization right here. She's like, if you want to join us, go ahead. If not, you're going to be our enemy. So she's kind of giving them the choice to kind of join up with her little league to set up the stage for Shadow War. So a lot of these characters will play a factor in there. So then we get some family tension between Ra's and his mom. So I like the stuff going on there. Talia kind of comes in too. Damian is there having conversations with Flatline. A lot of stuff happens with these two in this particular issue. Flatline also thinks his mom is pretty badass, which I thought was kind of funny, and is asking, hey, does she need a sidekick or something? So I thought that was kind of cool. Then they find Master Dusk and like his other people, and they easily kind of take him out. They don't really kill. And yeah, so they got that wrapped up. Things are taken care of there. Talia shows up again with some of the other fighters from the Lazarus tournament. And now that things are kind of taken care of, Flatline's like, hey, since we all survived a death tournament, I say we get down and party. There's a party going on here. And for the first time in a long time, it's like, Talia's like, no, we don't. He's like, come on, Mom. Just for once, let's just have a little bit of fun. So for the first time in a long time, they're having a little bit of fun. This is like the most laid back I've seen. Like, look at this. You got Ra's al Ghul just enjoying some sort of drink and just kind of being chill. Like, I kind of like this take on Ra's, where he's a little bit laid back and chill. Like, he's kind of lost a lot. He's not really quite the Ra's he was before, but I like the fact that he's just a lot more chilled and laid back and taking things kind of easy here and there. It's nice to see him in a different state. Like, he's a more chilled, relaxed. It's almost like kind of reminded me like the dude from Big Lebowski at like this point, where he's just kind of just like chilling and just kind of wants to be left alone. So it's nice to see this bit of something different for Ra's. It's a side I've never really seen before. It's like, it's just him sitting there while everyone's kind of partying, having a good fun, and he's just having a bit of a drink. Talia's just kind of a little bit of a social outcast right here. So she's trying to like maybe kind of get back into like a bit more of a socialite standpoint, but like I said, it's a little bit different for her. So then we have kind of a big moment here between Damian and Flatline, which, as you can see, I did put that image in the thumbnail because, quite frankly, that stuff gets clicks. So yeah, this is kind of the whole setup thing. They explain the whole manga thing. Basically with Damian, him in the manga is, he's like, everything else is just kind of something of his dad's or his mom's. And with the manga, or the manga, for him, that was something that was just kind of his own thing that nobody else could do. So does that really make any sense? And then we also find out Flatline's real name is Nika, or Nika. I'm going to say Nika. So we don't know her last name, but it's cool that we actually learned her first name. So she actually tells him that, and he's like, then she also mentions, hey, you know, we're tied, right? I killed you, you killed me. We need a bit of a tiebreaker. I think we both know who would win. And she's like, yeah, we do. He does this famous tooth thing. And then they finally share their kiss with the fireworks and all that. And the funniest part is the reaction from Roz and Talia. I like the fact that Roz is just like, oh, he really does take after his father after all, doesn't he? He's like this really happy, proud grandpa. And Talia is just this mom who's just in complete shock, like, friends? You've got friends now? Wait a minute, he's kissing somebody. My little precious baby boy is grown up, and she just can't handle it, so she just kind of walks away. I think the line about his dad from Roz just kind of got to her a little bit. Like I said, I'm liking this more like laid back take on Roz. It's like, yeah, there you go, grandson, go have a little fun, be kind of happy for once. So like I said, I like that. They're also setting things up, what's going to happen next. Damian's going to head back home. Flatline's going to be returning to her training with Lord Deathman. Connor Hawke's just, I guess, going to trail along. She's like, so you're going to go see your dad first? And he's like, no, I got something else to do. And they tease, Damian's now got the Lazarus resin, and guess where he's heading back to? That's right, the grave of Alfred Pennyworth. So is Damian going to bring back Alfred? It appears so. Or is he going to have to use that Lazarus resin on somebody else? I don't exactly know, but I am intrigued to see where things go from here. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Flatline going forward. I don't know if she's going to be in Shadow War. I know this is kind of like Damian has to kind of focus on things on his own, but I do hope she kind of makes a cameo or something, or maybe becomes a plot factor after Shadow War, because Shadow War is going to be a big crossover thing, and the focal point will be on something else. But it's nice that they kind of had a bit of a payoff to this moment. So the artwork in this issue by Gleb is really, really strong. There's, like I said, they're setting up things throughout the rest of the DC universe. A lot really happens in this issue, and I actually like that. I think this is a good issue. It kind of closes the chapter on the whole Lazarus tournament storyline and sets up things for the future. It sounds exciting where the directions they're going to go in with Shadow War. You got all these different factions. I also read the Deathstroke Incorporated thing, so Slade now has his own little army there. Talia has kind of her own thing right here, and now Damian's just going to go head back home, and more than likely he's going to bring back Alfred. So I'm kind of curious to see how that all turns out. So yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since we've had Alfred in kind of the main universe, and like that's kind of been one of Damian's biggest like guilty regrets is what happened with Alfred. So in his mind, this is his way to rectify it. Although, like I said, there's going to be a little bit of concern because people who come back from the dead don't always come back well. It's kind of the Pet Cemetery thing. So maybe Damian will find a way to make things right with Alfred. I don't exactly know, but I think it'll be cool to kind of have Alfred back into the swing of things. So this is going to be Damian's penance, or maybe he just kind of lets Alfred rest in peace. I don't know, but it definitely has me intrigued. But I feel like Damian should be the one to bring Alfred back after all the stuff that kind of went down. But yeah, I really like this issue. I thought the artwork by Gleb was probably his best so far. I like the fact that we actually got a bit of levity right there. I like the fact that Damian actually made new friends that don't feel like they're kind of forced together. It just kind of naturally kind of took place with them bonding over the course of the tournament. I said, I like that. I like that. I like seeing the more laid back take on the Al Ghuls for once, where it's just not like fully one-dimensional. There's a bit of gray area there. There's a lot of good stuff in this issue, and like I said, if you're a fan of the whole thing with him and Flatline, you get a payoff for that here. She'll probably show up at some point later on. I can't imagine this is the last we'll see of her, especially after what happens there. Are they dating? Are they not dating? Or is this just kind of like a one-time thing? I don't think it's a one-time thing. I feel like she's got to like factor in at some point in the rest of the run later on. But she's going back to kind of do her own thing. So she's not like completely like latched onto Damian in a way. She's going to do her own storyline, and hopefully she kind of shows up in Shadow War, because she was a fun, interesting character. I still kind of want to learn a little bit more about her and her dynamic with Lord Deathman. and like, what is she going to do next? So a lot of exciting possibilities with that. I'm excited for Shadow War. I like how the Al Ghul's are being portrayed more now than they have been in the past couple of years. So there's a lot of stuff to like with this thing. And then the big kind of closing thing at the end of the issue was what's going on with Alfred. Are we also going to find out what's going on with Respawn, who I definitely think has to be Grant Wilson. If it's not Grant Wilson, it's got to be some Slade Wilson clone, but it just seems like it has to be Grant at this point. So if it's not Grant, then I don't know who the hell it's going to be. So it better be something special, because Grant actually, like, to me, is like the shock to the system, like, because that was one of the driving factors of like Slade's downfall in a way like he's never reached before. So if Grant comes back, I'm curious to see what effect that would have on Slade Wilson. So yeah, like I said, I really like this issue. I thought it was pretty strong, and I'm excited to see where the series goes from here. But anyways, those are my thoughts on Robin number 11. Tell me your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications. Be sure to come back next time, as I'm going to be talking about, was it Teen Titans Academy, which I do have some stuff to say about that book. And yeah, so we'll see what happens next. All right, that's it. Take care now. Bye-bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.